What's up, Raider Nation? The offseason's been wild, emotional, and full of expectations. But now it's time to face the music. Not every player's arrow is pointing up as we approach training camp, and today we're diving into the guys who, for one reason or another, have taken a hit this offseason. Whether it's because of injuries, depth chart shakeups, or just a new regime going in a different direction, these are the names that need to do some real work if they want to stick around. You might agree, you might be shocked, but one thing's for sure, things are moving fast in Vegas and not everyone is keeping up. Let's start at the wide receiver position, where things have been heating up fast. Jack Beck is one of those names that felt like a lock not too long ago. A second-round pick with all the tools, a guy we thought would be that starting outside presence next to Brock Bowers and Jacoby Myers. But fast forward to now, and the rise of guys like Trey Tucker and rookie Dante Thornton Jr. has pushed Beck down the pecking order. It's not that Beck has played poorly. Actually, from what I've been hearing, he's been solid in practice. But when you're drafted that high and you're not running with the ones, that's a red flag. No way around. If the season started today, it looks like Myers is the slot guy, while the outside spots are going to Tucker and Thornton. Add Bowers at tight end, and suddenly Beck isn't even in the top 3 pass catchers. Again, not about him being bad. It's just about the other guys rising faster. That's the business. Then there's Jacorian Bennett, who I genuinely thought was the best corner on the team last season. He was better than Nate Hobbs, and I think the stats show that clearly. He also had more consistent moments than Jack Jones. So if you told me the Raiders were rolling into camp with Bennett as a projected starter, I'd say, yeah, that tracks. But instead, what we're seeing is Eric Stokes and Darian Porter running with the first team defense, while Bennett's been slowed by shoulder issues. That injury stuff is no joke, especially when it's repeated problems. He says he's feeling good now, and I hope that's true. But when a new coaching staff with a specific prototype in mind doesn't immediately slot you in, that's worth paying attention to. Pete Carroll likes long, rangy, athletic corners. That's exactly what Bennett is. So why isn't he running with the starters? Could be the injury. Could be they like their new guys better. Either way, Bennett's in danger of losing the momentum he built last year. Devin White's name pops up next. And this one stings. When Vegas brought him in on a cheap 1-year deal, I wasn't thrilled. And I'm still not sure it's going to pan out. The athleticism is there. The raw talent is undeniable. But if you ask White to be a 3-down linebacker in today's NFL, especially in coverage, you're going to run into problems. The Raiders gave more money to both Elandon Roberts and Jermaine Pratt. And when you follow the money, you see who the team values. White is probably 3rd or 4th on the depth chart right now. What complicates things even more is the presence of young guys like Cody Lindenberg, who's already earning the green dot. And then there's Amari Gaynor, whose coverage ability gives him a real edge in nickel packages. If White's just a situational pass rusher, that limits his role big time. And when a former top 5 pick is being treated like a role player, that's a tough pill to swallow. One of the guys I genuinely feel bad for is Jordan Meredith. This dude has always been that next man up in the trenches, the kind of player you love having on your roster. Early in the offseason, there was some buzz. Could Meredith step in and be the starter at guard? But the signings of Alex Kappa and the emergence of Dylan Parham at left guard have made things cloudy for him. On top of that, during minicamp, when Parham missed some time, it wasn't Meredith getting those reps. It was Thayer Munford sliding in. That says a lot about where the coaches see him. And if that wasn't enough, Jackson Powers-Johnson is firmly locked in as the top center. Meredith might be your emergency interior lineman, but unless injuries hit, he's not touching the field. It's tough because he's reliable and smart, but this is the NFL. It's not always about being solid. Sometimes it's about ceiling, and right now the guys ahead of him just bring more to the table. Let's pivot to the wide receiver room again, because Kyle Phillips is another name that's falling behind. When the Raiders signed him, it felt like a smart under-the-radar move. He was the first recruit Chip Kelly ever landed at UCLA, and there were whispers that he could make the roster based on special teams and reliability alone. But the draft changed everything. The team brought in 3 new receivers, Dante Thornton Jr., Tommy Mellott, and Jack Beck. Thornton and Beck are making noise, while Mellott has become a standout on special teams. With Myers, Tucker, Thornton, Mellott, and Beck looking like locks or strong bets, it's hard to see where Phillips fits in. Unless the Raiders decide to keep 6 wideouts, and that's far from a guarantee. He might be on the outside looking in. Early buzz was strong, but the depth chart doesn't lie. Now, let's talk running backs. Dylan Laub was a 6th round pick by the old regime, and when you're drafted that late and the coaching staff that believed in you is gone, the writing's often on the wall. Add in the fact that the team brought in Ashton Jeanty with a top pick and signed Raheem Mostert, and you start to see the cracks in Laub's path. The plan for him might have been special teams, but Mellett is shining in that role. Mostert brings more experience and versatility. Jeanty is the future. And if Laub isn't getting reps in the return game or coverage units, there's just no path to playing time. Ball security was also a problem last season. Coaches don't forget fumbles, and the new staff has shown it's not afraid to cut ties with the past. That makes Laub's roster chances slim, and unfortunately, that lands him squarely on the loser list. Cornerback Darnay Holmes is in a similar boat. He came over with ties to Patrick Graham from their time in New York, and for a while, it looked like he had the inside track to be the team's top nickel. But here's the thing. If a coach brings in a guy he knows, and that guy still doesn't, lock down a job, that's not a good sign. Thomas Harper has been getting more reps in the slot, and the team is experimenting with safeties in that role too. Jeremy Chin, Isaiah Polamau, Lonnie Johnson Jr., they're all candidates to play that hybrid spot. If you're Holmes and you're losing reps to Harper and a bunch of safeties, your stock is crashing. Nickel corner is a tough gig. You got to tackle cover blitz. It's a demanding role. And Holmes just doesn't seem to be in the plans. Speaking of safeties, Trey Taylor might be one of the most frustrating cases. The guy won the Jim Thorpe Award in college. He has the tools, and you'd think that pedigree would at least get him a spot on the depth chart. But this safety room is loaded. Polamau was one of the first re-signings the team made in free agency. Jeremy Chin is a lock. Lonnie Johnson Jr. is a lock. Harper is ahead of him. And with the team likely keeping only 4 or 5 safeties, Taylor's options are limited. If he makes the team, it'll be as the last man in that room. If he doesn't, he'll probably get picked up elsewhere. The talent's there. The opportunity might not be. Now, I know what you're thinking. Some of these guys just haven't been given a fair shot. And maybe that's true, but in the NFL, you've got to force your way into the conversation. You've got to outshine the guys in front of you. And for now, these players haven't done that. This isn't the end of the road for any of them. But it is a reality check. Training camp is coming. The pads are going on, and the clock is ticking. If they want to flip the script, it starts now. And as we keep going down this list of players whose offseason didn't go as planned, one name that absolutely needs to be talked about is Tommy Eichenberg. Now, here's the thing. Eichenberg was drafted in the 5th round, and there was a lot of early optimism around what he could bring to this defense. He's got that Big Ten linebacker pedigree, physical, instinctual, and smart. During early workouts, his name came up as one of the standouts. There were practices where people around the organization were saying, hey, this kid might surprise some people. But then something shifted. The Raiders gave the green dot, basically the on-field defensive quarterback role, to Cody Lindenberg, a rookie who plays the exact same spot. That's not just a small thing. That's a statement when you hand that responsibility to someone you're saying, this is our guy. And Lindenberg was a 7th round pick. So what does that say about Eichenberg? It tells me he's behind on the depth chart. And it tells me that this coaching staff sees someone else as the future of that middle linebacker position. It doesn't help that they also went out and got veterans like Jermaine Pratt and Elandon Roberts, who are clearly the top 2 options. That squeezes Eichenberg even further. And while he might still make the team, he's not in the kind of position you want to be in heading into camp. Not when the green dot's already been handed out to someone else. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Las Vegas Raiders. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In a move that has sent shockwaves through the NFL community, rumors are swirling that TJ Watt, the formidable linebacker and cornerstone of the Pittsburgh Steelers defense, is on the verge of leaving Pittsburgh to join the Las Vegas Raiders. According to insider whispers and preliminary reports, Watt is poised to sign a mega contract with the Raiders, a deal that could reshape the defensive landscape of the league. TJ Watt, widely regarded as one of the most relentless pass rushers in the game, has been the heartbeat of the Steelers' defense for several seasons. His ability to disrupt offenses, rack up sacks, and make game-changing plays has earned him multiple Pro Bowl selections and a reputation as one of the premier defenders in the NFL. Yet despite his loyalty and success with Pittsburgh, the speculation now suggests that Watt is ready to explore a new chapter, and the Raiders could be his next destination. Las Vegas, a franchise eager to build a dominant defense capable of challenging for a Super Bowl, appears ready to invest heavily in Watt's talents. The mega contract rumors indicate a deal that not only reflects Watt's elite status, but also the Raiders' ambition to surround their star quarterback and explosive offense with a defense that can turn games around. Sources hint that the EU financial terms could make Watt one of the highest paid defensive players in the league, signaling a commitment from the Raiders to make a serious push in upcoming seasons. The potential departure of Watt leaves a significant hole in the Steelers' defense, raising questions about how the team will adjust without their defensive leader. Pittsburgh has relied heavily on Watt's versatility and leadership, and his exit would mark the end of an era. Meanwhile, the Raiders would instantly boost their defensive credentials, potentially shifting the balance of power in the AFC West. While nothing has been officially confirmed, the buzz around TJ Watt's future is impossible to ignore. Fans and analysts alike are watching closely as negotiations reportedly progress, eager to see if the Raiders' mega offer will be enough to lure one of the NFL's most feared defenders away from the Steel City. If this deal comes to fruition, it could be one of the most significant free agency moves of the offseason, setting the stage for a thrilling new chapter in Watt's career and a tantalizing new defensive identity for the Las Vegas Raiders. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Las Vegas Raiders, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.